Hey, good morning, everybody, and welcome to another episode of The Unlocked Show. I'm Tracy Wilson, and like I always say, my pleasure to be here with you guys today. Looking a little bit, as some people would say, gee, you're looking a bit sophisticated today, Trace. You got some fancy glasses on. I do. What are these things? Well, I had to go hunting for them because if you're anything like me, we do a lot of work on the computer, and I had to go find myself these blue blocker glasses. They are the Key brand, which are an Australian brand. And I must say that by putting these on, for those, I know if you're watching the podcast, you can't see me, but I've got these fancy looking glasses on me mug, and they definitely do help with the glare. So if you're working in front of the computer a lot like I do, I'd highly recommend you go and find yourself a pair of these. Anyway, that's not the topic of today's show. Something completely different that I want to talk about today, that is like, how do you get stuff done? So if you're someone that's ever kind of feels like, wow, I just, I feel like I'm not getting anywhere. I feel like I'm not getting a lot done. So today I want to show you guys the method and the process that I use that probably allows me to get more done in a single day than most people would actually achieve in a week. And I don't know about you, but man, this year with this COVID stuff going on, it feels like it has been the longest, fastest year, I want to say in history, but in my entire life. It feels like this year has just gone super, super quick. And when I look back, I go, wow, I'm actually really, really happy with all the things that I've managed to do and to create, even in this pandemic situation. So I want to share with you exactly how I do that. There is a method to my madness, and it is something that I have learned over a number of probably 20 odd years, having to get lots of stuff done, being a young mum, having to take kids to daycare and run around and do all sorts of things. So I want to make sure that what I'm sharing with you today is not just for those, because you might be saying, yeah, but Trace, you don't have young children at home anymore. I want to say it doesn't matter whether you've got young children at home, whether you're a little bit older and your kids have left home. For me, I mean, even though my children have left, the coop, so to speak, boy, they come back regularly for dinner every single week, probably a couple of times a week, and expect a 3-course meal. So just letting you know that, it doesn't matter what the situation is, the stuff that I'm going to share with you today, if you embed these into your life and into your day, you will get a huge amount done, and you will look back in each day and go, wow, I've managed to knock a whole lot of stuff off of my to-do list. Again, to put this into a bit of perspective, this year, the number of products, the number of programs, the amount of content that has been created, that I've been able to do, all from my home office, has been massive. So I'm going to get into what are these 5. I've just chunked it down into 5 basic things that I have done over the course of my life, but in particular this year, to make sure that I get a lot done in a really short space of time, but also not burn out. So I still feel like I've got the energy. I still feel like I've got, a lot more to give, and I'll have a little bit of a break, like I'm hoping that a lot of you guys will do over Christmas. But anyway, here's the first thing. For those of you that know Simon Sinek or follow any of his work, you'll remember this. And this is the starting with why. So everything that I do that really helps me to fuel what I'm doing, as I start with my why, I just understand and spend a lot of time understanding why am I doing things? Why do I do the things that I do? What is my my future that I am building right now for myself, for my customers, for my family? When I know and I understand what that vision and that mission is, you become very, very tied to it, and it enables you to have momentum. It enables you to stay in the momentum, and somehow you just find the energy to keep going and get more and more done. So the first thing is you start with why. So again, if you followed Simon Sinek, he has this, process like the ripple effect. You start with why, then you work on the what, then you go out to the how. So it's really kind of taking into effect that particular process and looking at what I do in each day. The next thing I do is you need to get very organized. So what does that mean in terms of being organized? So just understanding how you work through the day, what time you will get up. So you'll start to get some, regular, how do you put it? Some, habitual habits that you will do on a daily basis. But it's really important that you make sure that you've got the right habits. So your circadian rhythm will start waking you up at a certain time. And I'm going to say that I would have said, if you'd asked me a year ago, was I a morning person or a night person? I would have always said I was a night owl. But over the last year, I have really started to put in some habits where I can now actually do both. I don't try and, don't burn the candle at both ends, but I can very much get up early in the morning, start getting into a rhythm and a routine. And I never thought that was possible because I always saw myself as a night owl and a night person. But I get tons done in the morning now. So set up some really good routines, get up at the same time, and, give yourself some time to get yourself organized and sorted. And you'll hear some more about what I'm going to talk about a little bit further on, and some of the other tips that I'll give you that really make that organization piece, super important and really simple to do. So get organized, make yourself, get some routines. The other thing that I would recommend that you do, if you're like me, I have I work really well when I write things down. So whether you are a pen and paper type person, or you have a diary, you have an electronic diary or something of that nature, get organized in terms of what do you need to achieve each day. Write yourself a list and prioritize that list. It's like Santa Claus. Write the list, check it twice, prioritize what it is that you need to do. And if there's something that doesn't need to get done today, and you've heard me talk about this before in other episodes, what are the big needle moving activities that I need to do today that are going to make an impact to my life, to my business, to my customers, and improve my bottom line? So you just want to make sure that you prioritize those and get yourself a list. Doesn't have to be anything fancy. Right now, you don't need to invest, in any software per se. Simple pen and a piece of paper. Just write down the things that you need to do. And I usually do that the night before, and then the next morning review it and make sure that the list that I wrote the night before is still the list for today, and reprioritize. The second thing the next thing you want to do in terms of like getting organized and prioritization is you want to know what things you want to say no to. So there are going to be things that come up during the day. And this is where either you can let the day control you, or you can be in control of your day. So just get very clear of the things, because they're going to pop up during the day. What do you need to say no to? If it's not on your priority list, and it's not in alignment with your vision, it's not on your why, your what, and your how, then most likely it's going to make an easy decision for you to say, no, that is not a thing for me to do right now. So be very clear on that, and be strong enough to say, no, that's not on my priority list. The next thing is clearly communicate. So you want to make sure that you clearly communicate deadlines and priorities. So you want to clearly communicate those with those around you, your friends, your family members, sometimes even your friends, because particularly at this time of the year, you will be pulled in many, many directions. Christmas parties, people wanting to catch up, all those sorts of things. And as much as it's really nice to do that, and you want to do it as much as you can, because that is important, you also want to clearly articulate to them what are your boundaries, what can you and can't you do, so that you make sure that you're able to get whatever task it is in your business that need to be done. The other method that I use is when I first started out and really trying to get organized, because back in the day, I didn't think I was a very organized person, but now, man, I can power through things. So I use this system, which I coined like the one touch method. And what I used to do, and I don't need to do this anymore because I've got myself into a habit, but I used to get myself these Post-it notes, so just the yellow Post-it notes. And I used to have actually different colors of these. So I used to have like 3 different colors. And when I touched an item of work, I would stick a post-it note on it. And I would call this the one-touch method. So I started recognizing how often I would touch a piece of paper or a piece of work and would not complete it. So when you start recognizing that, it makes you self-aware. What it also helps you to do is to go, I've touched that friggin' thing 5 times. It's about time I actually got it off my plate. So if it's on your priority list, that's just a great little way by using, the sticky note system to start to identify with yourself how many times you are actually visiting something before you actually complete it. And I know sometimes you have to do that. Sometimes it's not a one-touch, item that you can go from, woe to go, or go to woe, complete the whole thing in one fell swoop. Sometimes that's not possible, but where it is, you want to try and get those tasks off of your plate really quickly. The other is in your prioritization, you're going to start doing the big rocks first. So if you can imagine, you've probably seen this, terminology where somebody had a glass and they filled it up with a whole lot of, rocks, big rocks, big rocks. And then you add smaller ones until you get down to sand. So you can actually fit a lot of stuff into your day. But what you need to do first when you prioritize out your big rocks first. Prioritize out the ones that are the big needle movers and do them first. So that's in terms of getting organized. Once you get, really good at it, then of course you're going to move to systems like an online system. If you've got a team of people, setting up an online system. And I had Robin Helm on the show with me a few weeks back where we talked about organization, and we also spoke about, systemizing and systems and processes. Also really important. When you're a one-man band and you're just starting out, like I said, simple, keep it simple. Pen and paper will do the trick. It will help you get lots done. But as you grow and as you have more people on your team and as you have more projects, you are going to need a more sophisticated system than just one that only you can see. So get yourself an online program that we use, that is our program of choice, and we love it, is called Monday.com. Really great system, really great program to be able to systemize all of your standard operating procedures and anything else that you need to do in your business. The next thing I would say in terms of getting organized, think about things in terms of like creating templates or automating. So anything that you need to do over and over again, repetitive tasks, set yourself up template so that if you have to recreate or you have to do that task again, you don't have to do it in its entirety. You don't have to start from the beginning and create the whole thing from scratch. You can actually start by using a previous template that you've created and off you go. Those methods help me get, I wanted to say shite loads done. They do help me get shite loads done in a day and make sure that I stay on task. So organization, super important. The next one I've got on the list, number 3, is make decisions fast. Now, I heard something from, and I'm pretty sure it was Richard Branson. Somebody asked him once, I watched an interview of him, and they said to him, how do you get so much done in a day? And he said, I make decisions. I don't always make the right decision, but nonetheless, I make a decision. So you are way better off to make a decision and be able to move forward than sitting in procrastination, not making a decision, overthinking things, going round and round and round in your brain and not getting anywhere. So in terms of, how to move forward fast and how to get stuff done, just make a decision. Like I said, it doesn't matter if it's the wrong one, because guess what? You can always make another decision, and that's your choice. You're able to do that. We have the ability to make another course-correcting decision, which enables you to get back on track and off you go again. That will enable you and your team to continue to be in momentum and continue to move forward. So do not sit in procrastination state. You must make decisions fast. That is huge, that piece. The next one is once you start making decisions, you're organized, you know what your vision is, you know what your mission is, you're attached to that, that's driving you forward. you're organized with what you need to do, you're making decisions fast, the next thing is you got to delegate, right? So not everything that you need to do needs to be done by you. You will have, you're going to stick to your lane. You're going to know and understand. You're going to know and understand where your superpowers are, what it is that you are really good at so that you can stay in your lane and then delegate the rest. Now, you're going to ask me, but what happens if I don't have a team? What if I don't have people to delegate to? Think about all the things that you've got in your life that you potentially could delegate. Back in the day when my kids were all at home, it would have even been things like, okay, we've got a roster for, someone's going to help me do the washing. They didn't always like doing it, but, they would help me do that, put the washing away, do the dishes, just all those little things that need to be done around the house that would normally fall to, the parents. Start delegating some things out. So delegation is not necessarily always about delegating business-related tasks, but delegating other things so that you can free yourself up to do more. So just think about all the areas in your life where you can get some help. You can get some help through delegation. And the fifth one that I'm going to talk about today is accountability. So part of this entire process is, and particularly in the early stages, if you are somebody who struggles with getting lots of things done, well, you might benefit from actually having an accountability partner or even a coach, a business coach, somebody who's going to keep you on track and accountable for the things that you said you were going to do. If you said you were going to do it and you've got it on your list and you've made it a priority, then you want to, if you haven't got a business coach and you haven't got a team and you haven't got somebody else to keep you accountable, you need to get very good at keeping yourself accountable by reviewing what you needed to get done at the end of each day, and then have a look at, where was it that I really felt resistance? Now, what can I do that can help me to overcome that resistance so I do not find myself in that same situation again tomorrow? So the more aware you are of where you're finding, chinks in your own personal organization or priority, or, being able to get a lot of stuff done, you will be able to then get the help that you need or do things differently to enable you to get more done in that day. Those are the 5 things I've run through real quick. The 5 things that have really helped me to get a lot done in my day. And I'm going to say, I would say most people, because I get asked this all the time, Trace, how do you manage to do multiple projects on the go, keeping up to date with all of your customers, clearly communicating out to everybody and making sure that you get stuff done and we do them to deadlines. How do you do that? This is how I do it. Simple 5-step process. You do not need to overcomplicate things. Keep it super simple. And as you grow, as you can add more people to your team, as you need more systemization, where you can add in things like technology to help you with all of those. But that, my friends, is how I get a stack done in one single day that in most cases would be more than the average person would get done in a week. And I promise you, if you start implementing some of these into your day, you will also find yourself being an organization, what we call it, Nazi, just somebody who is able to get a whole lot of stuff done really, really quickly. Then, you can implement these and you're going to be there as soon as that too. So I'm going to say we're in a short show today because we are just pumping through those 5 things. I wanted to make sure that it was punchy, that you guys could take away some of the 5 things. I haven't done a little worksheet for a while, so I will put these into a worksheet that you will be able to go into the Success Secrets for Business, Family and Life group and download it. And just like that, I've added that to my priority list today. So by tonight at 5 p.m. Australian Eastern Standard Time, there will be a lovely workbook or worksheet, I should say, ready for you to download so that you can also get more done in a day than the average person does. Now, before I tune out today, I also want to tell you guys, it has been a massive week for the team here at Metadime. We have launched some new products and we've got a brand new program that is now open. So you guys probably don't know, but the Influence and Authority program that we have created is now open and we are accepting new members. So if you want to go and check that out, you want to create more influence, more authority in 2021 than you ever thought possible. And also inside of there are a whole lot of tips about how you're going to get a whole lot more done. So there's lots of things that you will be able to implement into other parts of your business right on inside of the brand new program that we've created called Influence and Authority. You can head on over to www.influenceandauthority.com. Go check it out. Go and have a look at all the things that we're going to provide to you, which will provide you with the opportunity to create more influence and authority, increase your brand awareness, increase your authority, increase the connection that you have with your tribe, and also give you the exposure that you need to absolutely kill it in 2021. So go check that out. I think Robin Helm has been fantastic and just put the link inside of the comments beneath. So go check that out and have a look. But if you want to join, we're available. The cart is now open. You can actually join, and we are ready to take our next lot of members inside of that program. And you, my friend, will have a show just like this ready to go in January of next year. So if that appeals to you, head on over and check that out. But for now, I'm going to say thanks very much for watching. Next week, just so you know, is going to be the final week of the Unlock show for this year, for this season. I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break over the Christmas period to spend some time with my family, and I will be back again inside of the Success Secrets for Business, Family and Life group and all the other places that I stream this live to in mid-January of next year. So I will see you guys then. So tune in next week for the last two shows. We'll have some special stuff. I might even give away a few things because, it's Christmas and I like to give stuff away. So tune in next week and we'll make sure that we do that. And next Friday, I'll actually have some of our team members on the line with me too, where we'll be doing a wrap-up of our entire week and sharing with you some of the secrets that have contributed to our success this year. So tune in there too. But for now, I want to say thanks very much for joining, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.